Hi, I'm Jacqueline Booth,
And I'm Isabel Marin.
and we're going to analyze USC's current transportation and parking system and propose a solution to make it more efficient and widespread.
We hope by the end of this presentation you'll feel the urge to take campus transit and/or help change it too. If you haven't noticed, downtown Columbia and primarily the surrounding areas of USC are extremely congested and lack efficient transportation services and parking. Specifically, many would agree that the transportation system at the University of South Carolina is inefficient and unreliable. We would like to propose a solution to alleviate the congestion in the university's surrounding areas and increase student usage of the university's shuttle system, which currently exists but is hardly used. With a university of about 33,000 students and 2,000 faculty members within about a mile's radius of a bustling state capital, there is no question about traffic and congestion concerns. The university's only form of on-campus transportation is the shuttle system, which consists of only 18 shuttle buses with 6 different routes. For about 33,000 students, that's an inadequate number of shuttles to sustain or meet the needs of our student body. After collecting data from the university's shuttle office, only 3,000 students ride the shuttle a day. That's about 9% of the student body. The routes are limited to various stops around the USC campus and only run during the weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's a night shuttle that runs until 12:30 a.m., but only follows one route.
The university also struggles with an escalating parking shortage as new infrastructure and buildings are taking the place of what used to be parking lots for students. After reaching out to the university's parking and transportation services, we collected data on campus parking. For students in the fall of 2016, about 4,600 garage-only parking permits were sold. In the spring of 2016, 6,908 garage permits were sold. Annually, about 4,900 hunting passes are sold, where one has access to a parking garage and has to hunt for a spot. On top of student parking, about 2,014 parking permits are sold to staff members annually. The parking data does not account for students who park in the metered spots on and off campus. The university faces rising enrollments that bring rising demand for parking and transportation, as well as increased congestion in surrounding areas. The lack of parking and increase in cars in downtown Columbia and the USC area has also resulted in an increase in pollution and emissions. The transportation challenges are very complex. Many universities have tried to tackle transportation with an integrated approach which considers transit, parking, and fleet services. As concerns arise, we want to find an alternative method and improve the university's transportation that can alleviate congestion and pollution in an efficient and sustainable way. According to Texas A&M's Transportation Institute's Urban Mobility Scorecard, there are about 293,000 commuters in the metropolitan Columbia area. The cost component of traffic is $17.67 per hour of personal travel and $94.04 per hour of truck time. The annual excess fuel consumed, which is increased fuel consumption due to travel in congested conditions rather than free flow conditions, is 8,018,000 gallons. The annual total delay, the overall size of the congestion problem, measured by the total travel time above that needed to complete a trip at a free flow speed, is 15,286,000 persons per hour. The congestion cost value of travel delay for 2014 and excess fuel consumption estimated using state average cost per gallon is $423 million.
Once treating local pollution as a whole, we're going to focus on how much a vehicle on average would avoid polluting if not driving to university. We assume a one ride to campus covers 1 mile. In order to develop this issue, we have gathered information from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, who developed a fact sheet about greenhouse gas emissions from passenger vehicles. The question is, how much tailpipe carbon dioxide CO2 is emitted from driving 1 mile? The average passenger vehicle emits about 411 grams of CO2 per mile. This number can vary based on two factors: the fuel economy of the vehicle and the amount of carbon in the vehicle's fuel. Most vehicles on the road in the US today are gasoline vehicles, and they average about 21.6 miles per gallon. Every gallon of gasoline creates about 8,887 grams of CO2 when burned.
In order to transform the university shuttle system, we think it would be a great idea to increase the number of shuttles, add more stops, and more routes. Students will therefore have more options and more flexibility with the shuttles running on schedule. The shuttles need to be more reliable, so we are proposing to have a scheduled shuttle system pegged to an exact time, as well as a mobile app which allows students to track the buses on the route they plan to take to ensure timeliness and dependability. We would also like to extend campus shuttles off campus to major apartment complexes such as Olympia and Granby Mills, the Hub, Green Crossing, and the station. Shuttles could also stop in the Five Points Shandon area to pick up off campus students who live near the area as well. Another component to the off campus shuttle is a shuttle that takes on campus students to popular locations such as Five Points, local grocery stores, and even the Vista. Our idea is to practically make it more reliable and easy for students to be connected to all of downtown Columbia and its amenities.
In order to encourage USC students to shift from car to shuttle, we believe it is important to create a reliable app. This app will include the following services: a map of every route, a time schedule for every stop, real-time tracker, and alerts of possible delays. This will allow students to get to class on time and not be unexpectedly late, as they will have the opportunity to check beforehand the time schedule for their departure stop and the estimated time of arrival for their final destination.
To decrease car congestion and incentivize students to ride the campus shuttle, the university could increase the price of parking for students and limit freshmen from bringing their cars to campus. If the overall price of student parking permit increases, this will decrease the demand and the willingness to pay. Another idea is to offer discount prices for commuting students who carpool. To make the university's transportation system more sustainable and economical, we would like to replace our current gasoline/diesel shuttles with more modern and sustainable alternatives. This would reduce emissions dramatically. By replacing the older buses with more new and technological sustainable shuttles, such as electric power shuttles, we would essentially reduce all emissions. The energy cost per mile would be less than 10 cents and could run about 120 miles on one charge. The government of South Carolina and USC could subsidize the cost of purchasing these shuttles. While the initial cost will be expensive due to the modern technology of electric vehicles, the long-term benefits would outweigh the costs. In the long run, it is cost efficient and replaces the need for fuel.
According to Columbia University's electric bus analysis, electric buses typically cost about $300K more than diesel buses, but annual savings are estimated at $39K per year over the 12-year lifetime of the bus, excluding healthcare cost benefits. Switching to electric buses eliminates the air pollution caused by diesel bus fuel combustion. The resulting health benefit to the populace of the city from the reduction of respiratory and other diseases is estimated at $150K per bus based on EPA data. When applied to the financial case, the $150K improvement makes the case more compelling, and the health benefits should be a key consideration in the decision to switch to the new technology.
The University of Georgia was awarded $10 million from the state of Georgia to purchase 19 electric buses. According to their website, these electric buses emit no pollution, are quieter, and have lower operating costs than existing diesel-powered buses. The battery-powered motors have simpler maintenance and could last for 20 years or more. Over the bus's lifetime, fuel and maintenance costs are expected to be 84% less than those for diesel buses. According to Hanover Research Institute, the University of Virginia is really a leader of campus transportation. Students benefit from both university transit service and unlimited free rides on buses run by the city of Charlottesville. Covering the main arteries of the campus with 34 transit buses, of which 27 are in service at any given time, UTS is a free shuttle bus service for students, faculty, and staff. In addition, the university pays a lump sum to the city for its students to ride city buses for free. The Charlottesville area transit route includes services along and within campus boundaries. At UVA, first-year students are not permitted to bring their cars to campus, as the Department of Transportation has increased permit prices and worked to convince students, faculty, and staff to use alternative means of transportation. Permit sales have declined. The department also offers a parking permit for occasional uses. Carpooling commuters receive a discount on parking permits, with larger discounts provided for additional passengers per vehicle, and also have access to a guaranteed ride home program to cover the cost of taxi fare or a rental car if stranded.
The implementation of a reliable, demanded, and sustainable university transportation system has been a success on many campuses across the nation. While the investment costs are the initial concerns for expanding USC's transportation system, the long-term costs are beneficial through a reduction of emissions, decrease in vehicle congestion around campus, and fuel savings. The downtown Columbia and USC campus area is struggling with many problems regarding transportation and parking. Our proposal offers a solution that addresses and offers solutions to many of the concerns in our area, and can influence other campuses in our state and nation to implement a common system.